What's up, my fellow hustlers? It's Hustlers Horizon Podcast, and we are back. Episode 17. We are having fun. Like I said, we're just having fun. It's going really fast, and we're having a blast. Well, today, the guest we have on here, super excited to have him on here. He really needs no introduction, but we're going to do it anyways.
Yep.
It's the one and only DJ Element. How you doing today?
Good. How you doing?
Man, we're blessed. We're excited, man. I know we've been trying to get you in here for a while, but man, we know you stay busy.
Yeah,
and it's
a
good
good
thing.
It's just one of them timing things, but yeah. Like I said, I had to get some things out the way, but we're good now.
Yeah, we're good.
Hey, well, we're
Glad to have
excited.
you for sure.
Yeah, we're glad to have you and taking your time. So we're going to jump into it. Everybody knows that, you have had a successful career in the radio industry, and you started in 2007.
Yeah.
And man, your career has just continued to just grow. I remember as a kid hearing you on 93.1 The Beat, and people calling in, they want to call in, when you see you live on location, that was awesome as a kid watching to see the impact you've had in the community, and you still continue to do a lot in the community. So I want to ask, what got you into radio? Like what made you just make that jump into that industry?
Man, really, there is no story behind that. Like, it was never planned. It was never thought of. I went into the radio station trying to put a little breakdancing event together. And Dina E., who was the program director, she breakdanced. So I breakdanced, she breakdanced. Well, it turned into trying to start that event. It turned into, hey, do you want to intern for the radio station? And I was like, cool, I guess. I mean, I never in a million years. Yeah, I didn't even know what I was doing, bro. Yeah. Seriously, I walked in the studio and I was like, okay. You had Super Marcus, Eye Candy, just people back in the day that did radio. Mm-hmm. And here I was, just some dude off the streets, stepped in there. And it's one of them things, man, where if you pay attention, you listen, you learn, you can run with it and turn it into something.
Yeah.
What were you doing before?
Transmissions. Yeah, I was rebuilding. So here's the thing, man. I was rebuilding transmissions while I was doing radio. So I would rebuild transmissions from 7 to 5 and then do radio from 6 to midnight, or sometimes till about 3 o'clock if we had Club Baloo. Yeah. Go out there and broadcast.
Oh, Club
and
Baloo.
then, I did that for 2 years straight, just nonstop. Just hustle. Yeah. Literally.
So this up a little.
Yeah, I'm right there.
Yo, yeah, that's good.
Good, okay.
That's cool, man. It's a very successful career you've had so far. And we see everything on social media. I follow you, he follows you. And I was like, man, we got to have DJ Element in. You have a lot of things going for you, and we look up to you for us.
Yeah, I mean, I look up to y'all too, man. I mean, if it wasn't for you guys, dude, my career wouldn't be nothing. Seriously, dude. I mean, it's the people who push us, and so you got to give back. And it took me a while to figure that out, but once I did, I'd never stop doing it, especially for the kids. Like the kids, especially in today's world, like they need as much of the hustle mentality than ever, man, because there's nobody there to push them anymore. So.
And it's awesome that you said that. You guys are the reason that you keep pushing. And a lot of people don't realize that when they're in an industry like you, and even when they're in the music industry, we talked about on our last episode, they get so caught up in it's about me, I'm getting all this attention. And you, though, at the time when you got into it, and even now, till this day, and I don't mean to upset anybody, there's no one doing what you guys did at that time and even now in the industry. Here in Amarillo, especially, to be able to turn on the radio and hear you guys just kind of, goofing off a little bit, making people laugh, but you're talking about some good stuff. People like that, man. I remember the car rides to school. You want to hear DJ Element. You want to turn up. You want to hear. You want to hear those people. And when you get out, when I'm getting picked up from school, man, turn on the radio. So what you guys did was you connected with your audience, you connected with fans. And so for me, this is a really cool little moment because it's kind of like a full circle moment to me. Because I remember, like I said, listening to you and Tommy the Hacker and all the radio greats to me that I've just idolized because I wanted to get into that industry for the longest time.
I know, you talked about that.
So that's what I wanted to do. So it was like, I'm a fan of these guys. And then, fast forward a few years later, now we're friends. It's like, I know this guy, but I mean, I'm still like, fangirling over here a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
So you've been doing your thing for a minute too, man. So I'm proud of you too, and I'm proud of you and your business. I mean, come on, man. Yeah, well, it's not just me coming up. Y'all came up too, man.
Well, we appreciate it. But you had a lot to do with that, though. Watching you and what you do and continue to do, man, it makes me want to do more in the community. right? It's never about us. It's always has to be bigger than yourself.
Yeah,
and that's what I
exactly.
learned from you guys and just watching what y'all do, man. So you got a lot of other exciting things going on because you went from that, and then I saw you started. Do you still do like the bodybuilding kind of working out? Or
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
man.
then your own supplements too, right?
Yeah,
Red
I got
Shop
my
Crew?
pre-workout.
Pre-workout.
Yeah, that's actually what we're pushing here. We're doing like routine stops in Amarillo right now, but then we got some in Lubbock, Dallas, Albuquerque, Colorado, things like that.
What
So,
made you want to do that?
man, working out, dude.
Yeah.
Like we walked in there, so shout out to my guy Heat Dodging. So
I think I've seen him.
yes, sir.
Yeah, he the beast, bro.
Yeah.
He's a beast. You know, so I always seen him working out, man, and I hit him up one day and I was like, bro, we got to start working out. You know, I was ready to change. You know, I had been rocking the same body for a minute, couldn't take the next step. He's like, come with us. Come with us. So, hey, I jumped on it and started working out with him. Well, then, you know, there was like, man, at the time, I think there was like 25 of us that would go in there, you know, all the way from us old dudes to the younger guys, you know, the people who were still resting in high school because he does a lot with the kids too.
Yeah.
So we were there, dude, and I was like, yo, we need a name. So, you know, we had the Rec Shop Crew. So, yeah, okay, cool. Well, someone came up to me and was like, you should do a pre-workout. I was like, you know what? That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So my guy, JJ, at Innovative Nutrition, I told him what I wanted in it. He mixed up the formula. We tested it and then
good.
That's awesome.
ran from
We
there.
need to
Yeah,
check it out
so
for sure.
Heck yeah.
yeah, I got some. I'll give you guys some.
Yeah.
So,
Heck yeah,
Yeah,
man.
cool.
So just jumping into that, and you're just continuing to, and like I said, we keep up with you. You're just continue to just, what's the
Evolve.
next step? Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
the next step, man, dude, I don't know what is not the next step.
Yeah.
Like I don't stop. I don't stop,
awesome.
man. You know, like here's the thing, bro. When you're from a city like Amarillo, you get overlooked big time, like big time. You know, you got people from the big cities going. So,
Yeah.
little guy like me from the city, we had to put ourselves out there. That's why, you know, it takes a true hustler, and it has to be the straight mentality because you're gonna go out there, you're gonna spend your own money, you're gonna have to do your own thing, you're gonna have to put yourself in the business, you're gonna have to carry other people's equipment. So that way you can be the next up for someone to carry your equipment. So if you're willing to do that and take the sacrifice and run with it, well then that's when you're presented opportunities that I've had, you know, a pleasure of taking advantage of and doing my thing.
Let's
man.
talk about those. I was reading some stuff, and you've been DJing for like the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And then you're the official DJ for WT, right?
Yeah.
I went to one of the basketball games, and
Yeah, it was cool,
you did
man.
everything.
They were trying to change the environment there. I still DJ in the stadiums in the stadium, I should say, with Skibbles, inside the Jim Beam area. And I have a podcast that I'm starting on the 18th. And
nice.
Let's talk about
we're
that.
actually gonna. Well, we're getting it worked up. Our first guest is going to be Afro Man. Of course, he's coming to Amarillo, so he's going to stop
that's
by.
awesome.
Oh, man.
After that, we have a pretty renowned breakdancer because they're putting breakdancing into the Olympics. So he's going to get on the show and talk about, you know, the significance of breaking in the Olympics and stuff. Like this dude's world renowned. Like style. If James Pompa was here, he would know. His name's B-Boy Crumbs. And then after that, we just got people coming in. MB Riders, got Kid Frost coming in.
Yeah.
The podcast is more focused on the culture of everything that I've been involved with. Like, so radio's cool. You know, I've been doing radio. I did radio for 16 years. Unfortunately, you know, budget cuts suck and they cut me off. So it was nothing bad. It just happens in the industry. So shout out to 931B. Shout out to the crew there. You know, keep rocking with them. I mean, I still got their back. So, but it's time for me to do my own thing, you know? So I get to jump out there and do that. But I just don't, I just don't want to podcast it up, you know? Like we're going to have special guests in there. We'll talk about different cultures, you know, hip hop, Latin, top
dope,
40, entertainment. You know, whoever comes through Amarillo, more than likely we'll sit them down and interview them.
That's awesome. And that's what we've talked about. We want to keep it going and make a name for ourselves to the point where we can do that, you know, and get those people in here.
With that being said, you know, when I do bring artists to Amarillo, like it's not all about me, dude. You know, I mean, it's share the wealth. You know, if you guys have something going on, hey, can you guys get them on? Interview them, you know, get the word out there, bro. So it's Amarillo, dog. You know, everybody can help everybody. No,
most definitely.
I'm not trying to be any better than anybody in Amarillo. I'd rather help y'all grow. You know,
yeah,
so
well, hey, we
y'all help me
appreciate
grow.
that. Yeah, I mean, that's like, to know that, though, that's going to be, I'm excited to see how that goes. I just feel like, you know, your career in radio, it was very awesome, and you've made such a huge impact. You still are. And just the way you handled that, though, whenever it came that time to move on, I saw the posts you made, but the way you carried yourself and the way that you just said good things about them still, that just says a lot about who you are. And so, you know, because people can get bitter, it happens, but you also said that's just the business. And you got into that 16, 17 years ago knowing that. Podcasts for me, though, what I love about what we do is you get to connect a little deeper with people that you bring on, right?
Yeah.
You get to talk about whatever and tell their stories. And so us bringing you on here was you've done so much and you've told other people's stories and you've, like you said, you've shared the wealth with everybody. But to take a moment and say, like you said, there's really no story behind it. But at the end of the day, there's a story of your journey that you're going on.
Yeah.
Right. And you're human, just like everyone else, right? You go through the ups and downs. So to see what you've overcame and the way you handle those things, I have to give you props there. And so now you got you're going to start a podcast. You're doing a
What's
WT.
the name of that? Can you say it or no?
Yeah, the Culture Mix.
The Culture
Mix.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, we're excited to see that. Is that going to be like available on all platforms and all sorts of stuff? Good.
And it's backed by R-Dub with Sunday Night Slow Jams. So it's gonna we're definitely gonna take it to another level. So
awesome.
but it's thanks to a 16-year radio career to back me up.
You have all those contacts and connections.
Just doing it, man. I mean, this is nothing to me. This is me. This is actually kind of different because I'm on the other side. Normally, I'm the guys that's doing that, But I'm over here answering. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
it's
cool,
crazy. It makes you think when people ask you questions, and that's what I like to do. It's like there's no script. I'm just going to ask you a question. It's going to make you think, and it's just that's the way I work, and it's just awesome. But again, man, it's just awesome to hear that, and you got so many other great things going. I want to talk about your support system and everything you do, though. We see you on Facebook. You have a beautiful family, and man, you have your ride or die. It seems like, man.
Oh yeah,
that's what we're seeing. So I want to talk about that support system through everything that you do, through the changes, through the ups and downs, trials and tribulations. What has that support meant to you?
Man, it's meant everything, dude. Like, so the only reason, let me just put this out there. The only reason why I'm in Amarillo is because my kids are here. Like straight up. Like I had a chance to move to Dallas and take over and do some pretty cool things, man. It was in my lap. But when it came time to move and separate, I was like, nah, bro, I'm not one of them. I'm a man first before anything, so I had to stay behind and for my kids, So then it went from my kids to meeting my wife, and bro, that's been like one of the most amazing things because I've taken this opportunity of change and flipped it toward positive. Yeah. So I don't do the negative things that I used to do that have hurt me in my career and as a person, So once I was able to take advantage of the chance that I was given to reset and be a better person, then that's what I did, and when you do that, God puts good things in your hands. He puts great things. He puts loving things in your hands, and that's what he did, bro. He gave me my kids, and he gave me a wife and another daughter, and 8. We're good,
Good,
Now,
man.
don't get it twisted. I'm not saying she's pregnant or anything like that, but no, man, but not that it's a bad thing, but people will start, hey, is she pregnant? Nah, she has a daughter.
She had her own daughter.
Yeah, and that's not a stepdaughter, that's a daughter to me. So, and just things like that, bro. So without that support system, bro, there is no me. There is no me because, you talked about the trials and tribulations earlier. There's a lot of them. And the thing is, you battle them every day. And without a support system like your family and God, of course, then you ain't going nowhere. You're going to stay put. And if anything, the devil's going to take you down even more. So,
Man, that's awesome. That's good. That's always my favorite thing to ask because you see people on social media, you see what they're doing, you see the success, right? But no one takes the time to think about like they're humans. Yeah. They go through things just like everybody, ups and downs. Yeah. So I always ask about that support system because I see it on social media. You look happy. Congratulations on everything. You deserve all the good things that are coming your way, man. And just to say that when your family's there and you have someone that supports you, you're never alone. You're never alone. And you have a reason to keep pushing. I'm sure your kids are proud. And we're proud of you just to see you continue all of the great things, man.
I was gonna ask. Whenever do you plan on moving to Dallas or something like later on once your kids are grown?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He looks like a city dude, like a big city dude. You got the fashion and all that stuff.
I just man, this is my home. I'm here. I take care. My kids are with me right now, and then once it's time to go, then I'm out of town doing my thing.
Where are you originally from? Amarillo?
Yeah.
You grew up
I was born in Amarillo. My grow up story is kind of weird. So I was born here, went to Dallas, went to Kentucky, went to Germany for 8-9 years, came back, went to school in Hereford for a little bit, went back to Fort Worth, and ended up in Amarillo.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. Are you're Hispanic? What?
Yeah.
Mexican?
Yeah.
Cool. Do you speak Spanish?
A little bit.
A little bit.
So that's the background is like, so I wasn't around the culture.
No.
It's not because I'm, whatever, trying to, flip it up. No, it's just like the culture to me was different. So I grew up in an Italian-German culture.
Okay.
I grew up overseas. So my stepmom was German. Actually, she was Italian, but we lived in Germany. My dad was in the army.
Okay.
So that whole culture was my culture. There was no Mexican anything, bro. When I moved back over here, like they put me in ESL, and so they're like, "Hey, ¿cómo estás?" I'm like, "Bro, what you saying?"
That's what we were talking about the other day. Because when I got here from Mexico, I didn't know any English, and that's why I had to go through that ESL class, and it took me about 3 months. And
Yeah, they didn't know how to deal with me. They're like, "Bro, we don't know this language."
so, do you speak German a little bit?
I can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
I can. I can understand it more. Dude, it's been forever. So,
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, well, Nate, we just learned a lot of new things.
Yeah.
That's what this is for. I want to talk to you about, you say you kept going, you keep going. You don't ever stop. So with that being said, you got to live in the moment, right? You have to make it count every second of every day. What's your vision for the next 5 years? Where do you see yourself? What do you see as far as business-wise or just anything?
Man, in the next 5 years, I see myself starting my own marketing company, running with this podcast. The DJing is always going to be there, man. It's pretty much turned into a hobby for me now. I mean, I do it, but if it's not going to be fun, I'm not doing it. That's it, pretty much. I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I'm like, nah. And really just looking out for family and friends, man. If they need a DJ for an event, I'm like, yeah, cool. I'll be there, But they had to let me showcase my stuff because I can't just be, But nah, man, I see that, and I don't see anything changing in the next 5 years except just getting better. Because there's more opportunities.
Growth.
I don't know how to stop, so I put myself out there.
We always talk about this, like people that have the hustling mentality.
Yeah.
What does your schedule look like? What time do you wake up in the morning?
5.
5 every day. Work out. Yeah.
Work out. I go run. I go work out. I get some early stuff done. Man, dude, honestly, I just I rearrange my music. I do whatever I can do.
Yeah.
And just go all day. I don't know. And
that's what it takes, bro.
Yeah.
Good schedule and discipline. Because a lot of people aren't waking up. They wake up at 8, 9.
Yeah.
But that's you see the difference on the people that are doing what you're doing, and then people that don't do that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we like this podcast, man. So we can talk to people about what it takes to do that.
Yeah,
it takes a lot. It takes a lot, man. Because sometimes you don't get out till like Saturday. I didn't get out till 4:30 in the morning, and my body is used to waking up early, so it had me up at 5:30 in the morning, and it don't shut down. It don't shut down, And I'm just like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, you get so used to that routine.
Yeah,
and so you have the opportunity. You go DJ in Dallas at the games and stuff. Let's talk about that. How was that? Is that a pretty good experience?
That's like a dream come true, man. Shout out to SC and Skibbles. Those are the plugs inside the stadium. I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, I just kept doing it, and I was given the opportunity to take over the official watch parties in downtown Dallas, and so I did it. Mm-hmm. It went cool, it went good, man. But this goes back to the decision: moving to Dallas or staying here. And so that was part of something that I gave up with staying in Amarillo. But staying in Amarillo was the bigger picture versus. Yeah, I look at it this way, man. That was cool. I could have took advantage and taken over pretty much downtown Dallas and did my own thing.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing with that is it's no longer just people who watch football. Like it's people from all over the world who are you're passing through downtown. So it's infinite, networking. But it just turns into one of those things where I'm like, you know what? If that doesn't come back around, at least I still have an opportunity to DJ inside the stadium from Amarillo. I can drive,
That's
so.
Dope. I was going to ask you, what are some good, I know you've DJ'd for like Kevin Gates recently, right? What are other artists? I know Snoop Dogg. What was your favorite one?
Snoop.
Yeah,
Snoop.
Where was it at?
And it was, where was it? Odessa or Midland?
Odessa.
One of those.
Yeah.
Lil Jon was cool. Bro, every single one of them are cool.
Yeah.
I think there's maybe 2 or 3 where I'm just like, I'm not going to say much because, you never know. But it's just, they're all cool artists, man. I will say the ones that are down to earth and that you can relate to the most are the ones that are better to deal with. They're cooler, yeah.
That's pretty cool. I was going to go to that Kevin Gates one. I wanted to, but it got moved to Lubbock, right? And
Dude, that show was a hot mess, man. It started in Canyon, was going good. Yeah. I can talk about it now, whatever. But the president of Canyon was hating and decided he wanted to shut it down, and we had to move it to Amarillo. Well, from the movement to Amarillo, you lose the momentum of your whole thing that you had. So people stopped they lost confidence in the show. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So we had to make a business decision and move it to Lubbock, and because it was getting to the point to where it was like, okay, either we're going to go over what we thought we were going to do, or we're going to go under, but we didn't have the time to take a chance. So Lubbock would have been a fresh start. It gave us a extra time to push the show, but
it was good.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool, man. So.
I saw a lot of snaps and videos. It seemed like a really good turnout. It seemed like a good time, but that's just a part of the business. So many changes, so many ups and downs of what you do. I mean, it's there. Your body has no time to stop.
No, you don't, man.
Stop, right?
And I went from that day being at the Paladero Canyon, doing a little side gig, a wedding, to driving to Lubbock and being out there till about I think we were out there till 4:30 in the morning, and then driving back. Yeah. So that if you want to know what it takes, that's what it takes, bro. Literally, man. You get done working in Amarillo at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. You got to be in Dallas at the stadium by 10, 11. You drive straight. You don't sleep, bro. Like, that's what it takes, man. It's not easy, bro. It's not
even those miles.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that, man. You're doing an event here. You're doing an event here. I'm going to think on that one now. I'm going to think on that. But I want to talk about, you have been a role model for a lot of people. That, like I said, I've looked up to you since I was young. But I want to talk to you. Who was your role model? Getting into all of this from the start, someone you looked up to. Is there anyone specific?
In the industry?
Just in the industry, or just in everything you do?
Man, just honestly, Dina and Supreme, my old mentors. The reason why, the reason why I am where I'm at now. Because if it wasn't for them teaching me and giving me an opportunity, and I mean, it just goes on. But yeah, them two. As far as man, I don't know, dude. I don't really have many influences, to be honest with you, because it's always been me. Like, I've always been...
And that's fine.
I've always been... Dad passed away at a young age. Mom's was there, but at a young age, she wasn't, so it's just been me. So I taught myself how to do everything, bro. So really the influence was me, and just staying motivated and not letting the world get the best of me from being that child that had those issues, So
well, that's good to hear. I mean, because there's with that question, there's no right or wrong answer, right? And you had those two, influencers and influences in your life that got you started. And you said they're a big reason of why you are where you're at today. But in the younger years, it was just you. So congratulations on overcoming all of that.
Oh yeah.
It's awesome to see that, because not everybody has that support system at home. No, not everyone has that. Some people are fortunate enough to have things maybe handed to them, but it's not like that for everybody. So to hear, not only to hear, but to see your success and what you're doing, but to hear the little backstory about that and how that all started, man, that's awesome. So congratulations on all of that.
You see, and sometimes whenever people do have it handed to them, that's when the problems come in too. Because we were cool, we lived a good life. But the thing was that the life was too comfortable for people to pay attention to what really mattered. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So shout outs to those people too, because I know a lot of people, they're given a life that they should be comfortable with, but there's always love and everything else that they don't get. And I think people misinterpret that.
Exactly.
So, that's for my peoples out there that, that need to hear that, because there's some people out there that still struggle. Thankfully I made it through, but there's some people out there that we're in the same place as me, and they're not there. So
absolutely, man. And that's the thing, is we all have a story. We all come from different backgrounds, but at the end of the day, if I can help lift somebody up, I'm going to. Right?
Exactly.
I mean, I don't always have it right. I don't always have all the answers. I never will. That's what life's about. I'm going to keep learning as much as I can. But if I know what you need to know at that moment and can give you some advice, that's what it's about. We all got to lift each other up. No one's better than anybody. People get caught up in the fame. They get caught up in the money. They get caught up in all of that stuff. But, man, at the end of the day, we're all human. We all have a story. And, I mean, I love to tell those people's stories. Yeah. And
I feel like Amarillo's pretty good at that.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody helps each other out.
I would tell you something about, growing up here. And I tell people, you have relationship-based cities and you have transactional cities, right? Some places you go to bigger cities, it's all transactional. Yeah. You may do a transaction and you may never see that person again. Yeah. And it's not like that everywhere, but from here, what I've experienced is you see so much relationship building, and that's how everyone has success. Just like you said earlier, if I can help you grow, I'm going to help you grow. That's what we do here, and that's why I love this city, and this is my home. Yeah. I've wanted to move plenty of times, but I always found my way back home.
Days like, now I'm here.
Yeah,
ain't going nowhere.
Don't move.
Yeah. So let's talk about on top of everything that you do, because you keep going and going and going, what are some of your favorite hobbies? Like, I know you work out and stuff. Is there any other favorite hobbies of yours?
Sports.
Man, watching sports. Bro, I don't have hobbies. Yeah, DJing is my hobby.
Dude, everybody that comes in here says that.
You know
like,
what's crazy is my hobby is what I do for a living, dude. Like graphic design work. Like I make all my flyers, all the videos that you see me push. I make those, and I don't use templates. I mean, I may grab a template, but I start from scratch and rebuild it myself. To me, that's a hobby.
Yeah.
DJing, making beats, making remixes. I mean, bro, I got a fun job. So,
yeah,
you know,
and
it's like
you're having fun doing it, so
yeah.
it's fun, man.
So, you know, this, interviewing, connecting with artists, that's all hobby to me. You know,
that's
so
awesome.
Drawing, I love to draw. So I guess that's how I'd say, you know, of course. That's
Are
about it,
Are
though.
you pretty good at drawing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
that's
you
why I
just-
do graphic design, dude, because I'm always on the go, so I don't have time to sit there and draw, but I can do stuff on my phone.
That's
so
awesome.
I come up with stuff and I'll send it to my wife. Be like, yo, check it. She's like, oh. And most of the time it's her.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
I wanted to talk about your tattoos, bro. You have a lot of tattoos. Which one's your favorite one?
Which one's my favorite one?
Yeah.
Man, dude. Actually,
They're
this
all
one,
tatted.
the mural of my dad.
Yeah.
This right here is just all like a mural of my dad. So it's the Jesus face up here. Oh, Mike's cutting out. Am I pulling the thing?
I know you're good.
Oh, and then a wing, the fallen angels for him, and then the crosses, and then the gates of heaven, his dog tags when he passed away, and then the helmet, and then his face right there.
Face. That's cool.
Yeah, and this is like one of my first tattoos, so it's not this part. You'll see it's like, you know, it's not as great as you see all the portraits and stuff like that. But
That's cool, man.
yeah, man, that's probably my favorite because every time I look down, that's my motivation.
That's
You
awesome.
know, then my
Keeps you
mom's on
going.
this side and my son, yeah. So I got all my family tattooed on me, bro.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so there's a story behind
yeah,
it.
oh yeah, there's a story behind all of them.
Because
you know?
sometimes I'll see people with tattoos. I'm like, man, so what's the story? They're like, oh, no, it look cool. I just saw it on a sticker. I
Like
wanted it on my arm. Yeah.
I have one of those.
Yeah, me too. I got my Wu-Tang, but it's a G though. See, you know, so it's Gabriel.
There you go. Yes, I've met a few people. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. So like, what's the story? They're like,
It looked cool.
I was drunk.
yeah. I mean, you know, had a few to drink and saw it in a magazine and thought, man, let me just put it on my chest, I guess. So. So, man, it's been fun just getting to know a lot about you. And I'm sure there's a lot more that we're going to see from you and that you got coming. Got a lot of exciting things.
What is next? Do you have any upcoming shows or?
I mean, just in Amarillo, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the whole month of Amarillo is pretty much in July. Yeah. Wait, the whole month of July is pretty much in Amarillo.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold up, bro, that didn't sound right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we got Afro Man coming July 18th, old school show right there.
Where's he gonna be at?
At Guitars and Cadillacs.
Oh, Guitars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's who I've teamed up with this pretty much this whole month. So if you want to see me out and about DJing, I love playing country music. I know that's weird, but I do. But I also get to do my hip hop thing in there, you know, throw some cumbias and all that. That's why I like guitars, bro. It's a little bit of everything.
Everything,
a
yeah.
little bit. It's not just straight hip hop, whatever.
Does it still get packed? Like,
Oh yeah,
It
yeah.
does?
It's cool,
I
man.
haven't been
It's
there
cool.
in forever.
But you can tell though, and I'm not dogging on any other DJs, so don't cancel me out. But you can tell when Element's DJing there.
Yeah.
I'll just say that. You can tell because it's a mixture, a
Yeah.
good mixture.
Oh, yeah.
Good
It's like a good balance.
Well, you
'Cause
have to be, bro. Like you gotta know how to control your crowd, and part of controlling your crowd and eliminating all the BS that happens is entertaining them. You know, but while you're entertaining the country crowd, you got to keep the other people entertained. You know, so you got to feed them the right mixture and give them what they want. So that way, when they're at bay, you know, they're chilling, ready to go back in. They're cool. You know, they don't trip. Then you don't get them hype at the end of the night. You just don't do that. And a lot of people do that, man. But yeah, I'll be at Guitars and the Hookah Lounge, Avaz Hookah Lounge. Ziggy Hood's Hookah Lounge. That's another person I partnered up with, and so pretty much Guitars and Cadillacs and Ziggy Hood is who you'll see me working with a lot in Amarillo.
Cool.
Outside Amarillo, there's a guy named Six. He's from Albuquerque. He's the one I teamed up with Kevin Gates and all that. And we have another show August 17th at the parking lot at Tacos Garcia with MB Riders, Rappin' Forte, Kid Frost, and a couple of other artists. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's a Latin explosion, bro. So it's a bunch of Latin artists.
That's awesome.
There's a new and upcoming artist called Spiffy the Goat. He's got this song out where it's called You Don't Need No Beat, You Better Hype Your Bestie. I'd play it if I could.
Yeah.
Actually, I probably can. But anyway, let's just say I got to play it, bro. Because if I play it,
play it.
if I play it, you're going to be like
Where's
you're going
he
to feel
from?
it.
Where's he from?
He's from Cali.
Cali.
So,
and he'll be here?
yeah, he's coming down to celebrate his birthday, bro. So we brought him down anyway, but he's like, it's my birthday, man. What's up? I was like, oh, it's going like this.
Oh, man.
Let's see.
I said, you don't need no beat,
Okay.
See, it just gets you hype out on your
Yeah.
Wait till the beat drops though.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, so it's like
cool.
I call him the new age Fat Man Scoop because that's pretty much what all his music is. You know, he's got a birthday anthem, but he pretty much tells you like, get up, throw your hands up. That's how he is. But anyway, he's coming down. Yeah, July 31st to Guitars and Cadillacs as well, and then Ziggy's got his 1 year anniversary at the Hookah Lounge. I can't say who's coming, but he's got something special lined up.
Yep.
Man, and I mean, we're bringing bigger shows, but we have to kind of wait till school kicks back in. As soon as WT gets back, Amarillo College and all them, then we drop the big name, and it's gonna be pretty dope. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
What venues y'all use that for those Azteca?
For these shows,
Yeah.
for the most part, yeah. Shout out to Taurus Media, they're out there.
Dude,
matter of fact, Azteca and Live Capital, they got a show coming up, Young Blue. So shout out to the homie Blair.
Taurus Media, they're big, huh?
They do some big stuff.
They do
man.
product or lights and the lights for like Tucanes and all that.
Yep.
So I mean, that's awesome you're bringing all of these shows here. At least I know now.
Yeah.
I know I might just have to pop out.
What are I had a question though, because you DJ a lot or you used to, and what's the craziest story and the craziest thing that's happened to you while DJing? Do you have any crazy stories?
Man, I got a lot, dude. Now, you gotta define what's
the craziest. I've been thinking about that. Was my first question I was gonna ask.
Like, what do you mean by crazy?
Like, hey, someone freaking threw water at you.
I mean, yeah, we go, but that's not really crazy. That's normal, bro.
That's normal. He's like, there's nothing crazy in this.
Man, I'd say the craziest moment that I've ever had, honestly, it was partying with Lil Jon.
Yeah.
So I went to Dallas and pulled up. I shouldn't have pulled up early. I don't know why I did. Well, I know why I did because I didn't know that I was DJing the after party. Okay, I didn't know that, but we there was shots flying. It was a good time, and it didn't end great, but it was cool. It didn't end great at the moment, but thankfully, thanks to God, it ended good. But no, dude, that was one of them ones where I DJ'd Lil Jon's after party, but I don't remember DJing Lil Jon's after party. So
do you remember
everybody asked me?
Yeah.
No, I don't, dog. I just remember standing there for a hot second and being like, I'm drunk. But there's been many times, dude, where people swung at me. Man, dog, I have to tell you some of these off air because they're just not. Yeah, but the craziest cool moment was just whenever I was DJing for Snoop. At that time, I'm gonna say that because for legal reasons, but at that time, this was 3 years ago. He came up to the DJ booth or where I was DJing, shook my hand, dabbed it up. He said, "Let's take a picture." I thought I was cool because I was like, I don't normally take pictures with artists just because, bro. Like an artist, when you meet an artist, let me just tell you, keep it down to earth. Yeah. Football player, don't matter who it is, keep it down to earth. Don't be a groupie. Don't shower all over them. Just be cool, you know? So someone like Snoop, you don't do that. In my world, you don't. You just, hey, thank you. Just even standing next to you, cool, you know? Take a picture. I was like, oh, hell yeah. I didn't even have to ask him, you know? So
I was waiting for it.
So the next thing happens, he gives me the blunt, and I'm all like,
okay.
No, the first time I said, nah, I'm good. This time I was like, nah, bro, listen, at that time, once again, let me say legal reasons. At that time, I was like, yeah, give me that damn thing. I hit it a couple times.
You got to smoke with Snoop.
Gave it back to him.
I don't even smoke, and I'd probably hit it.
Bro, he was all like, good shit. No, he goes, yeah, good shit. Nobody hits my weed, and I'm all like, but anyway, that was a highlight in my life. That whole ordeal, mind you, it was my birthday. It was my actual birthday. Went down, DJ'd, did all that. I was like, bro, I sat in the car. I was starstruck. Yeah. So here's the thing, bro. I don't act until I get behind closed doors, and then my wifey gets to hear it all. My wifey's like, hey, did you know how big of a deal that was? Like I did the Micah Parsons camp. I didn't get my picture or anything like that because we were too busy hustling. Yeah. The thing is, we couldn't get the mics to work, so I had to run down there. I'm there, running. He's all, shaking hands and all that. I'm all, you hear the mic all, doing its thing. And I'm all, Mike, we good? We're good, bro. We're good. He's like, we good? Yeah, we good. He gets on it, starts cutting out. He's all like, bro, I thought you said we were good. I was like, well, I mean, it was working. He goes, where's the mic set up at? And I showed him. He's all like, oh, no. He gave me back the mic. He goes, I'm just going to yell. So he gave it back to me, and that was my interaction. That's what I take with me in my heart. So someone tells me, did you get to meet Michael Parsons? But it's my own experience. I didn't take a picture. It's like, let me do my own thing. But
it just goes back to living in the moment.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
A lot of those things, man. Because there's been, a few times where I'm like, if I see somebody, I'm like, do I want to be that person that's like, can I please get a picture?
Yeah.
Right. We were at the Mike Ryan concert, right, the other day. Was it Wednesday? Last Wednesday.
What was that?
Yeah, we went there last Wednesday, and I'm backstage because I was running I did some media for Greg's band,
Mm-hmm.
so they opened up for him. So I go grab my drone, and Mike's outside of his bus, just hanging out with his guys. So I texted my girlfriend. I was like, "Hey, he's outside his bus." She comes running, man. Like I don't even know where she was. Like
my son.
A minute later, I just hear, "Babe." I was like, God dang, you got over here quick. And she goes, where is he? And I was like, he's right there. I was like, do you want a picture? She's like, no, I don't. I was like, you know what? I've never been that person, but today's the day.
Today's the day.
So I went up to him. He was just with his guys. I was going. I said, hey, look, usually not these people, but today I'm going to be that person. Can we get a picture? Super humble guy. Yeah. Super humble guy, man. He's like, of course, man. Come on, and she, introduced himself to me, and then my girlfriend, man. And that picture, she's cheesing. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, God.
You posted it on Facebook,
yeah, I told her. I even posted. I said, I ain't never seen her smile this big.
Yeah,
She even looked at it. She's like, I'm so cheesy. But it's just, you want to live in that moment. But sometimes I'm like, dude, I'm going to have to be that person. Yeah. I'm sorry. But, he was just there. We were backstage. So I didn't like bombard him or anything. But he was super cool. So the way he handled that was my first interaction with him. A lot of respect for Mike Ryan, man, because you just always get scared to meet famous people because you look up to them and you're like, I jam your music. You're like one of my favorite artists, and then you meet them in person and they're like douchey. You're like, still gonna jam your mixtape in the middle.
Yeah. So at the Kevin Gates concert, my son's a big X the Plug fan, so he was there and he came out and I was talking and I looked and I was like, oh, there's Big X, and so I was like, oh, my son, where's my son? So my son was watching Kevin Gates perform, so I was like, hey, man, like Kevin Gates Big X is right here. If you want a picture, you better hurry up, son. Bruh, this dude, all I saw was dust. I saw dust on the side. And I seen someone slide, and he slid on the little, was it caliche or whatever? He slid. He got up. He's like, I'm good, Dad. I'm good. Where's he at? Where's he at? And Big X is all eating his food, and I'm all like, bro, you mind taking a picture with my son? He just busted out laughing, like, yeah, I got you. You didn't do all that. I definitely got you. But that's how my son. It goes back to how your wife was. Is it your girlfriend, wife?
Girlfriend.
My bad. I just
hey, you're soon to be. We'll say that. We'll put that out there.
Hey, you gotta watch with me. I'll put you on the spot on accident. But
I thought you proposed in Vegas, didn't you?
I did not propose in Vegas.
Oh, look now. Oh, look, he's calling you.
Dude, we were with her parents, man. Her mom and dad were like,
no.
I was like, come on, let Elvis marry us real quick. But,
He said they were like,
they were. It's like, no, wait, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I was like, hey, he's right here. Just like that's like a cartoon.
It was funny, man. I was just standing there like, you're funny, bro. But my biggest fanboy moment was Nas. When I met Nas, and then when I got to DJ for Wu-Tang, like, I'm a real hip hop type fan, so but like them, Talib Kweli, Mos Def, that's all my underground stuff. But all those mean more to me than the big names, than even the newer names, because that's where I'm at. So like growing up in Germany, that's what you heard. It was Adidas and real hip hop.
Do they have rappers in Germany?
They do, but they're weird.
Are they?
Yeah.
I've always wondered.
There's a couple of them that are cool, man. As a matter of fact, the underground German artists are dope. Like, they're dope, bro. And that's why a lot of like the underground artists in the US will team up with them.
Okay.
Because that's why you still see Nas, Wu-Tang, Rakim, Cypress Hill, all those underground artists that have real hip hop music, they still sell out overseas. That's why. Because they have music with those people, but it's a whole different environment over there. So that's why I am the way I am. Like, I'm more of a real hip hop type
How's
person.
the food over there?
The food's amazing, bro. Oh, yeah. I mean, you can get good food here, though. But
German,
the food,
what
it's
is
different.
German food? What?
I mean, you
What's
got like
a traditional plate?
schnitzel. It's called schnitzel.
Schnitzel.
Yeah, schnitzel. It's like a breaded chicken. It's a breaded flattened chicken, but it's not. It's mixed with steak. It's like chicken steak. But it has like these noodles with it, and it has a special gravy.
Oh, that sounds good.
Bro, it's pretty good. Yeah, so bratwurst, of course. Man, I don't know.
Do we have spots here that sell?
No, I think there's one in between here and between Umbarger. There's one in Umbarger where you can go and get authentic.
That's cool.
But Italian food, I mean, that's all seafood, bro. Yeah. Everything. As a matter of fact, I have a conversation with the wifey all the time because she hates seafood. I was like, bro, if you lived over there, you would have hated because everything, pizza, pasta, eggs had seafood on it. Yeah, for real, bro. It sounds weird, but they made it good somehow.
Yeah, it worked out.
So,
It worked
heck
out.
yeah.
That's cool, man.
Well, Element, I want to say thanks again for coming on today.
Yeah.
This has been fun. Just chatting it up and getting to hear about all the great things you have that you've accomplished, that you're going to continue to accomplish. And one thing that I have to tell you that I've always had the utmost respect for you is that you've always stayed true to yourself. You know, and even hearing you talk, you know, you're like, that's your style, like hip hop, underground. You've always stayed true to who you are. And it shows. You've never switched. You've never acted different from any interaction since I was a kid till now. I've always had the utmost respect for you. So thanks for staying true to yourself, man. And I'll tell you this, you know, one thing that me and you had a conversation, and I believe one of the conversations was we were at Verdure, the pool, and I just got to chopping it up with you, you know, and we talked about music, which he was the first one to play my song on the radio a few years ago.
Yeah,
that's dope.
And so that was a big moment for me.
Which one was it?
I'll have to show you. It was called More Love. Yeah. And so we talked about it, though, and I kind of told you the struggles that I have, like, about an artist, being an artist here, especially, you know, the local artists. You know, there's plenty. I respect everyone that's doing music. It's their passion. Continue to do it. But I always felt like you mentioned overlooked earlier, and that's how I've always felt. Yeah. Right? Like, I'm overlooked. No one really likes my stuff. It's not their cup of tea. But I had to snap out of it, and I'm like, you know, I'm 28 years old, and I'm like, people... I think about what my music did for people, getting them out of a dark spot. That was their cup of tea. Yeah. And so why stop, right? Yeah. But having that conversation with you, you even told me, I remember you were like, hey, it's going to be like that, right? You're not going to be able to cater to everyone's needs. So, man, keep making it. Yeah. Right? So that was a conversation that I had, and I see that in you, that you stayed true to yourself, and that's what I've had to snap out of. So thank you for that again. Thank you for giving me one of the biggest moments in my life of airing my song on the radio for everyone to hear, man. That was awesome. Still remember it till this day. Still remember the high that I felt off of it. Going out afterwards and everyone snapping me all the stories, you know, that they hear it on the radio. That's something that I've always remembered. Yeah. So thank you again for that. And I want to end it with this. So you've, you've just done so many amazing things, Element. You really have. So there's somebody out there that maybe they want to start their own business or even get into the industry, right? And you know the ups and downs that you've been through with it. They come up to you, they say, Element, I want to start a business or I want to get into radio. It's always been a dream. What's that advice you would give to them?
Carry my stuff.
There you go.
Carry my stuff and I'll teach you. Yeah. I mean, for real. I'm not BSing. Like, hey, you know, I carried other people's stuff. And when it was my turn, They took their luggage from me, and there I was. So carry other people's stuff. Don't be afraid. And what I mean by that is the person who's doing it now, don't be afraid to sit behind them and watch them and learn and ask them questions. And don't ever think that you're above that person. And even when you do make it, continue to respect that person and go back to that person for the questions that you have, because the people are the only people that are going to carry you out of the city. Yeah. I'll say again, the people are the only people that are going to carry you out the city, because if you disrespect and you burn a bridge and you have nothing to reflect on, what are you going to do after that? You know, you got to leave the city. I mean, it's happened many times with people that I know in the industry that they burn everything that they've built in Amarillo. So when it's time to do them, they can't, you know? Yeah. So don't be afraid to carry other people's luggage. Don't be afraid to carry other people's equipment. But learn why you're doing it, because sooner than later, it'll be your turn to do it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good. Just stay patient. Always be willing to learn. Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing is and I mention that a lot of times, there's never a day where you're going to know it all or know everything. You can always learn from somebody and help lift people up, man. So this has been fun. Yeah. I mean, I've had a lot of fun on this episode 17 of Hustlers Horizon podcast, man. So everybody, Hustlers, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode with DJ Element, man. It's been phenomenal getting to know his story, getting to know more about him. Many exciting things coming up with his podcast. You've heard about the shows that are happening this month. Man, oh man. So let's go out there, party, and have a good time. Well, everybody, again, it's Hustlers Horizon podcast, man. The podcast where we hustle up, level up, we shift the mindset. We just build a better us and build a better business. That's how we do it over here at Hustlers Horizon. Y'all enjoy this episode, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye. Bye.